Let me say something that you probably needed to hear today. You weren't replaced, all right? They just tried to outrun their pain, because rebounds have a way of teaching people lessons the hard way. In today's video, I want to talk about 6 things the rebounder realizes a little bit too late. And the reason that I want to talk about this is because so many people think that when someone gets into a relationship with someone else right away, they've gotten away with it. They've gotten away scot-free. They don't have any pain, any struggling. They think that this person is just going off and living their happily ever after, but it's not really the case. And it's becoming more and more apparent as I've been doing this work over the past decade that it's really not the case. The first thing that they realize too late is distraction isn't healing. You know, I've seen people jump into relationship after relationship. They have this term called serial monogamist, you know, where they don't think anything's wrong with it because they're getting into committed longer term relationships, but at the same time, they're not working on themselves throughout this process, simply ignoring all of that work. And they get into these relationships thinking, oh man, we just have good chemistry. But that's going to lead me to my next thing here is chemistry isn't connection. When someone tells me that we started out hot and heavy, we had an instant connection, sparks just flew, you know, we had this love at first sight connection, I get a little bit concerned. Like, that's a yellow flag for me. You have to understand, the relationships that last the longest, that become the healthiest, are the ones that start slower. Someone that you may have known already, someone that you probably weren't really instantly attracted to because your mind is so used to something being whatever Hollywood's trained us to think. But I'm glad it's not the case anymore. Rom-coms aren't something that's really that popular. I think the genre is just completely dead now. The chemistry may be something unhealthy. You know, it's good and healthy for you to be attracted to your partner, for you to have this instant connection to them. You know, Mother Nature takes care of that. Your looks, your pheromones, whatever it is you want to call it, that's a healthy thing. But when it's like, I can't stop thinking about this person instantly, that is an unhealthy connection to me. For me, I think that's something more of an insecure attachment. So when they get into these relationships and they realize that, oh man, this chemistry is starting to wane and the things that I liked about them isn't there anymore, that's when they start to realize, number 3, that you weren't as easy replaceable as they thought you were. So we all get to the point in relationships where we hit the power struggle and we feel like, oh, maybe this relationship isn't meant to go much longer than this. Maybe it has died. Maybe we've lost our passion, you know. But usually what happens is we're not watering the relationship anymore. This is why they have the whole grass is greener syndrome. They think that the grass is greener somewhere else, but you know the old saying, you know, the grass is greener where you water it. Not to be cliche, but it's absolutely true. So who wouldn't think that, oh, this person can be easily replaced by something else when they're not even watering the grass? Their grass is growing brown, right? It's drying out, it's dying. And at some point, they have to start asking themselves and come to the realization that it's number 4, that my old patterns are still here. Even though I'm in this new relationship, I'm still feeling this feeling to disconnect, or I'm still getting overly anxious or overly concerned about them cheating. I'm being jealous still. I'm still having these things. And that's when you see them start to maybe reach out to a coach or a therapist, but maybe not. But they start to realize that once they're in that new relationship. And this is why it's important for you not to contact them, especially if you know that they're in that new relationship, because you want them to feel this. You want them to go through all of these epiphany moments that they have to have in order for them to say, you know what? It may not have been my old partner. It may not have been the person that I was with before. This might have been something that's going on within me. And that's when they start to realize that that new person isn't a person that they want to continue to be with. The 5th thing that they realize is, you know, this relationship that they're in, the new person, is starting to feel a lot like pressure. They feel guilty because they may have gotten into this relationship too fast and they drug the other person into this. I've seen this over and over again. And they start to think, I feel guilty for making this person fall in love with me when I wasn't really in the right state of mind to know if I really loved them or not. Got some snow in my eye. I mean, if I was really in love with them or not. So they started to feel like, I just feel pressure to continue this because I'm the one that started it to begin with. I tried to give this person reassurance that I was over my ex, and now that I'm in a relationship with them, I'm feeling as if, I'm a bad person for wanting to break up now. This is one thing that you have to let happen. You have to let this play out if you're thinking about, continuing to stay in contact with them, being friends with them. It's going to be counterproductive. It's not going to get you to what you need to happen, which is for them to go through their natural processing of you without them in their life. And the last thing that I see, they start to miss you. Now, this is the time where people get confused because the ex start liking their photos online, on Instagram, Facebook, maybe sending you some random snaps or checking your snaps. And you're like, wait, what do they want? And they call this haunting, like this person's haunting me now. They're in another relationship, so what's the point of this? It's because they miss you. Now, that doesn't mean that you should jump right back into this. Now, this is something that, this is a really debated topic here. Like, do you get back with the next? Do you not get back with the next? I've seen relationships work out where the person got into a new relationship, then came back, but you have to lay out the ground rules for how you're going to move forward, here going forward. And you have to make sure that the person is completely done with the person that they're with right now. Because it's almost sad how many times I've seen people play hopscotch with boyfriends or hopscotch with girlfriends and never give this person the full satisfaction and the safety and certainty of another healthy relationship with them. So, hope those were helpful. I appreciate you for stopping by the Rebound Journal again, sticking in this cold once again, and I will see you in the next video. Man, it's a heat wave out here today. It's 15 degrees and I'm over this frozen river of ours. Thank you guys for being here, stopping by the Rebound Journal again. The first thing that they can't hide is the lack of emotional intimacy.